scissor. Both wanna be right, loose side can't cut with one blade in a scissor. Are you willing to go away?
In a world with a giant sea of cool podcasts, finally comes a podcast that kicks the cool to the curb. Hi, cool kickers. I'm your big little brother, Tone.
I'm your littlest little brother, Wopsle.
And I'm your big sister, Shishi.
And this is the podcast that gives you the reviews you did not know you needed. What's up, my nerds? Needed.
You surprised the heck out of me when we had like a long silence, and then you came in with your opening line, and it was so powerful and so strong.
Whoa.
That I almost got up and ran away. It was so powerful. not unpleasantly powerful. It was just energizing.
Okay.
And inspiring.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
I got a little teary-eyed, and I put my hand over my heart, and was moved. Yeah, me too.
Great. I'm so glad because, I mean, the reason that I'm so excited about this and used a semi-movie voice guy for the opener is because I'm so excited about talking about all these topics. But the first thing I got to talk about, I just got to ask, Shishi, is your underwear crawling up right now?
Why, yes, it is.
I thought it might be. I just had.
It's
I had
because
a
you know
hunch.
me so well. You know my underwear is always crawling.
There are times that I'll just be sitting around the house, and I'll go, "Oh, Sherry's underwear. It's crawling."
Yeah.
Up.
Yep. Thanks for asking.
Wopsle, does your underwear ever crawl up on you?
You know, not so often. I actually, thank you for asking. I'm wearing MeUndies as we speak, so
What?
safe to say it's pretty smooth sailing over here.
That is nice.
With MeUndies,
Nice.
which of course is a pirate brand of undies. Arr.
I have to say,
I got
Yeah.
MeUndies.
I better get me some of them.
Me got me undies.
Because you know what everyone remembers about pirates is how great their underwear game was.
That's right. Oh man. If I had $1.
Now, I have to say, I've never really paid much attention to your trunk, Wopsle, but I imagine you don't have as much junk in it as I do. So I'm not sure that MeUndies would even cradle these cheeks in a,
No.
I don't know.
Cradle these cheeks. Wow.
There is a worse name for underwear than MeUndies. You found it.
Cradle me cheeks.
Cradle me cheeks.
Now it's getting a little leprechaun. Cradle me cheeks. Boyo. That was for you, Wopsle. That was a really bad impersonation.
Still much better than I could have done. But yeah.
Boyo. Okay. Well, you know, I've never done that before. That was a really fun game. Just right before we started the podcast, Sherry said my underwear is bugging me or something, and then I just decided, well, we should open.
And
with that.
I want to just point out that you jumped right to the reason it was bugging me is because it was crawling.
It's crawling.
Well, wait.
It has a mind of its own.
Is there another reason that underwear can bug you?
I mean, maybe the band is too tight, or
it's asking
maybe
for a
it's
snack?
itchy.
It's
It's tugging on your pant leg and saying, "Mom, Mom."
It needs to go out.
You just take your underwear off, throw them out the back door. Go get them later once they start barking.
Got an underwear door in your.
It's like a doggy door, but it's just solely for you to throw your underwear out.
When they're bugging you.
When they're bugging you.
Oh boy. Well, I'm sure we'll come back because I know that the most important part of this episode is going to be throwing your underwear out the door through the underwear door. That's going to be the most important part of this episode. But in the meantime, we like to start our week off with a listener suggested topic, and today that's going to fall on the shoulders of my friend Wopsle. Wopsle, what do you think, my friend?
How often do you call your siblings friends? That's kind of strange.
Yeah.
I like it,
I
though.
know.
I appreciate it.
Hi, friend.
So here's what I've done. So we've been asking for reviews a lot lately. We've actually got quite a few. We would still love some more, but the barrel is pretty full. But then all of these new reviews made me realize I wanted to reach back into the way back to the bottom of the barrel, not because like you're scraping the bottom of the barrel because it's the last one left.
You sure?
But instead, you're scraping the bottom of the barrel because it's the oldest one in there that we forgot about. So I've reached down, grabbed out the oldest suggested topic, and that's what I've brought today. Let me give you a little history about this topic. This one was asked by our cousin Eric. So I don't know if Eric listens, but his sister listens. So she can let him know that we've given him a shout out. And Eric, this is the second suggestion we've used from Eric. And his first one was from episode 42, and his suggestion was, cottage cheese on pizza, don't make it lasagna.
Oh, amen to that.
So if you want to see Eric's previous contribution, go back to episode 42. It's going to be worth your time, because we didn't review whether or not that is true, but we reviewed the phrase itself. And so that's what we're going to do today. We're going to review the topic of fish and chips versus chili cheese fries. Now, we are not answering the question because we are not a comparison show. And Eric obviously knows this. We're a review show. So, I don't want to know which one you prefer necessarily, unless it is in part of explaining your understanding of fish and chips versus chili cheese fries. So, you're up first. What do you think about the topic that Eric suggested? Fish and chips versus chili cheese fries.
These listeners' suggestions are just a tiny glimpse into the mind of the listener. And it's just, Eric never disappoints. So, why did you come to me first? This is a crazy topic. Fish and chips versus chili cheese fries. Well, I think that you can't really compare them. I mean, if that's what the topic is about, I mean, fish and chips. Okay, let's define fish and chips. That's pieces of fish and French fries, right?
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Chili cheese fries is French fries with a mass of junk piled on top of them. Totally different flavors, totally different experience. So,
can you think of another, just to kind of frame that like differences? What's another thing you could do versus that, like, but it wouldn't really work? Can you think of another one?
I feel like you're guiding me somewhere, and I'm not getting there.
No, not necessarily. I'm just saying, like, you're saying they're two different things. What are other two different things that someone would try to versus?
Like hand lotion and a makeup brush.
Okay.
There you go.
Hand lotion versus a makeup brush.
Okay.
Episode 68. That's what we're going to do.
Eric is feverishly emailing reviews@kick.cool right now.
You know what? Let me change this, because I do see that the fish and chips and the chili cheese fries are both food items. So let me edit my suggestion here.
Okay.
Hand lotion and shampoo. They're totally different things in the same category of body care products.
And just like our our proposed topic by Eric, those two, you can use they're interchangeable. It's not the best thing in the world to use your body soap as your hand soap, or your lotion, but you can if you want to.
That's a good distinction. Yeah.
And just like you can ask the question. You can ask the question. Chili cheese fries
versus fish and chips.
Fish and chips.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Don't go more with that. What do you think? What do you think about that question?
Well, I mean, it's not about answering anything. It's about the question itself.
Okay. Right.
That we really want to talk about today.
Yeah.
Now we got to talk about fish and chips.
Fish and chips. It is.
Man, I love fish and chips so much. I never don't call it chips. Even though
It's French fries.
I get a little irritated when people. I get a little irritated when people like call college university or uni.
Mm-hmm.
I get irritated at that. It's like,
You're
come
not
on,
British,
we're in
yeah.
America, Yeah. I also get the same feeling whenever I talk about fish and chips versus chili cheese fries.
Yeah, I isn't it weird that we do you can order fish and chips all over the place? But you're right, Tone. Like, we don't call them chips. Those aren't chips.
No.
In fact, we have chips. It would be like if. Crap, I don't know what it would be like. It would be something funny that it would be like. This is like.
It would be like if we called cookies biscuits.
Oh.
It would be like if you went to the bakery and asked for a biscuit and they handed you a sweet chocolate chip biscuit, but there was a cookie instead. And then then you put gravy on it. And you're just very confused about how you're supposed to be eating these sweet, sweet biscuits.
Yeah, biscuits and gravy. No, not this time. Gross.
Yes.
And then you're like, okay, now I've renamed the fries. I've called them chips, but we already have a word for chips. Mm-hmm. So what do we do now? And the secret ingredient is you call them crisps.
What about this? Instead of switching chips, let's just change fish to something like ham sandwich instead of fish.
Yeah.
So if you're at Long John Silver's and you order, I'll have the ham sandwich and chips, then everyone will know exactly what you mean. Of course you mean the fish plank and the French fries.
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
That would help.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
And chili cheese
now,
chips.
What chili cheese chips?
Well, I'm trying to figure out if are fries just chips now.
Yeah. Yep.
Yes, they are.
Yes.
For the purposes of this episode, the fish and chips is French fries.
And I think we should call chili meaty soup. That's what I think. Meaty soup and
Meat
chips.
soup chips.
Mm-hmm.
meat soup chips.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Now I was using the chips because it would be chili cheese chips, the alliteration there.
Right.
But I like how you just went with the meat soup to throw that out the window, which is on brand both for us and for this whole segment.
I like alliteration, but that's not what we're about, man.
Okay. Okay. Here's the one more thing: is the only way that anything can ever versus something in my world and in my mind and in my experience is in a fight.
Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In a boxing ring, on a Mortal Kombat, on the schoolyard, right? It's this versus that. And so knowing Eric, he had to have meant that.
Right.
In a fight, who would win between fish and chips and chili cheese fries? So who you guys got?
I think that chili cheese fries would definitely be the more overbearing of the two. Maybe the more aggressive. Fish and chips.
Probably going to have onions.
Yeah.
Probably going to have onions on him.
It's quite flavorful. Fish and chips seem more bland and just accepting of whatever.
Ooh, really? Wow. I'm not
That's
feeling
why I
that at
prefer
all
them.
because that fish has that tartar sauce on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
that's
you can
true.
choose not to put it on
that
there.
changes the game.
Or what
Yeah,
about
you're wrong.
at Long John Silver's?
Tartar sauce
Long John
and
Silver's-
chili are not even close to equivalent.
No, but
in
wait,
strength.
listen. At Long John Silver's, though, they have that weird little brown liquid that smells exactly like a sock. You can put that on your fish. And that is
Listen,
going to be
listen.
way more pungent than
You can
anything
put a
chili
lot of
sock
crap on
juice.
your fish,
Put some
okay?
sock juice.
There's a lot of stuff to put on your fish.
But the fish and chips versus a chili cheese fries that already has all of the crap on it. You don't have to add
Well,
more
no,
crap.
here's what it is. Obviously, you're saying in the ring, official, chili cheese got it, which I probably back you up. But street rules, fish and chips is going to bring it so hard,
You think?
and it's over.
You think so, huh?
Streetwise.
Streetwise.
Fish and chips streetwise.
I was thinking just the opposite because chili's just going to slop all over. Chili's just going to throw its weight around and just kind of make everything really unpleasant for the fish. That's what I think.
Yep.
And that's why I
It's kinda
identify with
rude.
chili cheese fries more, I guess, because that's kind of how I do.
Oh, it
Just
isn't.
slop everything all over and make everything unpleasant for everyone.
Now, I forget that some fish is very pungent on its own. Most of the fish that I eat is not. Most of the fish that I eat is really mild and, some of it's not.
Well, and fish and chips, I don't think that's ever mahi-mahi and chips.
No,
I
that's
think
true.
it's pretty well.
That's
right.
true.
I think it's established.
It's a fried fillet of some kind. And
In fact, fish is often in quotation marks on the restaurant menus when you order the fish and chips. So, fish and chips versus chili cheese fries, once again, was a great topic, and we're consistently giving people the reviews that they needed, but didn't know that they did. And I think this is another one of those. So, So now it's time for us to attempt the impossible and rate fish and chips versus chili cheese fries. Sherry, I apologize as your little brother. I love you very much, but you are up first. What do you rate fish and chips versus chili cheese fries?
I rate fish and chips versus chili cheese fries 4 TKOs.
Whoa.
Okay. That means 4 separate matches, right?
Yeah.
You can only have one per match.
That's right. Yeah, you can't get 2 TKOs in one match.
I know. They like to fight. I thought that was the whole thing, right?
That's true. Yes, I give it to you. Okay.
Just go on. Just go with it.
All right, just move along.
Move along.
Nothing
for you to see here.
Don't question me too much.
Oh, man. Yeah, none of us are confident enough in our ratings to stand up to much scrutiny. So we just need to move on along.
Not lately,
Get it going.
Well, lately, what Sherry's been doing is giving us multiple options for which one we want to choose of her ratings.
That's pretty smart too. Yeah.
And
Yeah,
Tony's like,
good.
just pick one.
Yeah, just go with it.
All right, Tone. What do you rate fish and chips versus chili cheese fries?
Well, the thing that people forget about the chips and therefore the fries is that fries are sharp.
Mm-hmm.
Chips are not sharp. So,
But
yeah, go ahead.
well, but wait, fish and chips are just fries, right?
Well, but
Or are
it's
those-
chips. Let's be honest.
But chips, if you're talking about potato chips, those are sharp. But if they're British chips, they're not sharp.
No. I'm saying like a chip. You know what I mean? Like a that you would get in Britain is not sharp. But
Okay.
French fries that you would get in America are sharp.
Okay.
It's a cultural.
Why are we?
difference.
We don't need to delve too deeply. Again.
Oh, right.
We
I'm
just
sorry.
need-
Yeah, right. Sorry. Proceed.
No, Tony, you go right ahead and
Okay.
explain what you're going to explain. That's great. I'm not going to ask any more questions.
Oh, I'm not going to explain anything. I just wanted you to know that chili cheese fries. So I rated I rated it 78 out of 100. This topic. Oh, hold on. I have to say this topic of chili cheese fries versus fish and chips.
Yeah, you didn't say the topic.
I have to rate it a 78 out of 100.
Wow. All right. Well, yeah, I don't know. I feel like fish and chips versus chili cheese fries. To me, I thought fish and chips was going to bring it a little bit more again because I think they're kind of rough and tough. So I'm going to have to rate this this topic. Hey, go, step on over here.
What is happening right now? What is
He can't. He's cracking himself up. He can't even get through it. It's because he's
Was that a British accent?
he's a war.
Hey, Governor. Hey, Governor, step on over here. I don't know what kind of accent it's becoming.
That is the worst. That's the literal worst.
Hey, Governor, step on over here and get some of these fish.
Oh.
Get to stop him with these fish and chips. That's what I rate it.
What?
You were a cross between someone from the Bronx and someone getting their face stepped on. You were a cross between those two things.
Oh, well,
Their face stepped on.
I did have my lips super smushed. I thought that was helping me.
I loved it.
I was channeling Ted Lasso because I hear all these voices on Ted Lasso right now. I thought I'd be able to get it. I was mistaken.
You were mistaken big time. I'm sorry.
But that may be the best snippet we've ever done. That may be it right there.
I don't know what that is, and I'm sorry to everyone.
Thank you so much for that, Wopsle. Yeah, I needed that in my life. I didn't even realize it. All right, so we have rated this topic. We want to thank Eric again for bringing the topic chili cheese fries versus fish and chips.
Yeah, thanks, Eric.
Maybe one of the most confusing moments on our podcast.
Hey, we made it work, man. I think we made it work.
We did.
Oh, it's proof that Eric hasn't listened to our podcast.
Yeah.
That he would suggest the way he does.
Hey, but I want everyone else to be encouraged to send in your suggestions because there's literally nothing too dumb. Send them in.
That's right. Now, we're not saying Eric was dumb. We're not saying that.
You make your own decisions.
Don't get it twisted.
About that. Yeah.
That's right. You come to your own conclusions.
We are not saying that.
Now, what we need to do right now, I know that my siblings aren't expecting this, so it's a little bit of a curveball, and I'm sorry about that, guys. But we do need to go to our newest segment, which is kind of getting a little long in the tooth now. It's a little old, but we do need to go there anyway. It is our newest segment, and it's let me sing the jingle for you. The jingle goes like this. It's the name of the week. It's the name of the week. It's the name of the week. Yeah.
It's so airy. I don't know why, because the words themselves aren't that airy.
Airy. I like
you
airy.
Sing it airy. Yeah.
I didn't realize. Was I like breathing heavily into the microphone? Is that what you mean?
No, there's just lots of air in the words.
Okay.
Weak. Not too much. I don't think it's too much.
No, not at all. It's great.
Okay, good. Welcome everyone to It's the Name of the Week. Back again. Oh man, we're on fire with this segment. This week's name of the week, by the way, is Cassius, as in Cassius Clay. Cassius. It's the name of the week. It's the name of the week. It's the name of the week. You're welcome, Cassius.
All of you Cassiuses out there.
And now we got to move on to our second review topic today. I almost said interview. That's weird. Our second review topic, Shishi, what do you have for us today, man?
Okay, so, I got a new job, and I am now a supervisor for the first time in my life. So I've been reading a lot of books about it.
Oh.
Yeah.
So there are a ton of how to be a manager type books, how to be a leader, how to inspire your people. So I thought, I've been reading self-help books for a long time on a lot of different topics. So let's talk about self-help books. I know you guys have read some.
Mm-hmm.
Tony, what do you think about self-help books?
Well, it's interesting because are there, pretty much every other book besides a self-help book is a I'm going to help you book, right? Like does that make any sense? No. It's not a self-help. It's
an other help.
What would that be? An other help.
Okay.
Every other book but a self-help book is kind of an other help book, right?
Right, like Harry Potter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It tells you real tangible things that you can apply in your life.
Okay.
That's what I think about it.
Did you hurt your back stretching that far? Wopsle, what do you think about self-help books?
Yeah, I'm like you, I have read plenty, probably more than my fair share. But what I do think is funny, what I find myself doing, and it's just how I roll, is when I read a book that I know is to help me, every time that it suggests a correction or a self-examination or something, I'm always like, I know who needs to read this book.
Yeah.
I can think of who I should have heard that right there. And I feel like I'm like, man, this book is going to help me to help all these people see their blind spots, correct their communications. So even self-help books for me become others help books as well.
I love that. So didn't you try to work that little tidbit of information into a conversation with that person? Are you ever that bold?
Yeah, when people are like, "So what'd you do for the game this weekend?" And I'll be like, "Well, I returned emails in a timely manner. How about you?"
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Just like slip it in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Tony, what is your favorite kind of self-help book?
My favorite self-help book is actually called Self-Help. And it was an 1859 bestseller.
Oh.
No, and it's kind of seen as the original self-help book.
1859?
1859. And what I want to point out is that the person who wrote that book, Self-Help, is Samuel Smiles.
Oh my gosh.
Samuel Smiles.
What a great
Can
name.
you believe that the guy who's telling you, hey, don't worry, be happy, his name is Samuel Smiles? I bet that's the most irritating person that's ever walked the earth. Hey, just smile, man. Just smile.
Samuel, too. Samuel Smiles.
What else could he do with his life, he had to write a self-help book. He had to write the first self-help book.
Right.
Well, I always thought it was way later. Dale Carnegie wrote that book, How to Influence People, How to Win Friends and
How to make
Influence
friends.
People.
Yeah.
And that was like in the 30s, I think. So this guy has him beat. That's awesome. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, right.
Well, we've got self-help books for, your marriage. They don't work. You got self-help books for, your childhood trauma. That's helped me. There's all these different kinds of things, but there's so many of them. I don't have the figure. Let me go look it up because I had looked at this the other day. There are so many self-help books published every year and on every topic. So I guess,
right.
Even finance books, any book that gives you a single person's perspective on how to live your life is what I would consider a self-help book.
Okay. Now I will say this: there's a book called Self-Help Books: Why Americans Keep Reading Them, and so that's pretty good.
Oh, I need to read that.
It's a book about self-help books.
Now it's not quite as good as the book How to Be a Person in the World, which is a self-help book that came out not too long ago. How to Be a Person in the World. I think that might be my favorite book title that's ever happened.
Yeah. So you get more from the book titles. You just read the book titles and you're
I haven't read any of the actual books. I've
haven't read the books.
A ton of titles.
But that was very helpful.
That was so helpful. Yeah.
Okay. I didn't do my pre-game research. I'm not doing the research until just now, so you caught me.
No. I haven't read any of these either. I did. Can
I say real quick?
Yeah.
Can I say real quick, Tone, that you pointing out this book called, what do you call it? How to Be a Human on the Planet? What'd you call it?
How to be a person in the world. Yeah.
And the first thing I thought when I heard that title was, I can think about 5 people I need to get that book for because they don't seem to understand.
That's gonna be my gift, my Christmas gift to everyone. I'm just gonna get copies of that book
because there's a lot of people that do not get it, apparently.
So this one is called "No One Can Change Your Life Except for You," and I think that that's my whole approach to life in general. So I read a lot of them. And the thing is, you can get the same nuggets of wisdom from lots of different kinds of books, but you don't apply them to the other parts of your life until you read the
self-help book.
So it's like, why am I dumb? Why am I so dumb that I can't figure all this stuff out on my own?
I feel like someone should write a self-help book that is just a collection of self-help book titles.
Oh.
And so it's like chapter 1, finances. And then there's just like 20 books listed. And then chapter 2 is relationships, and there's just like a bunch of titles, because then you would be getting like maybe not quite like perfection in any one area, but it's like a little something in every area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a
And
good
it doesn't
idea.
mean suggested reading. Don't go read these things. It just
No.
means take these titles, try to infer what they mean, and apply them to your life.
I would like to put them
That would be
together
helpful.
in a meaningful way and make a whole new sentence out of them, you know. Now you've got my wheels
What
turning.
does that mean?
A new
Like,
book
instead
that's
of just-
comprised-
Yes, instead of just a list, a bulleted list of titles, you have to put them together where they actually mean something in a sentence.
So it's still sentences. That's a great
Oh.
idea.
Go do that. All right. So I think we can get around to rating this puppy.
Hey,
I would-
what's to keep any book from being self-help? If I read Animal Farm, that's kind of self-help.
That's it. That's in the other help.
That was my point.
That's in the other help book.
Yeah.
Well, but it can help me too. It can help me to like keep an eye on my lifestyle.
They can-
Like, it's like a little warning that I need to keep an eye on them suckers. Right?
yeah, sure.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you can get wisdom from anywhere. You can get self-help from anywhere.
Yeah, I think it's intent, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
if you read Animal Farm, the intent of Animal Farm is not to make your life better, but it does. That's the thing. Like, it's not intended, but because you will not be taken over by farm animals now. So that's a really good thing.
That's a really good thing that you've
So-
got going for you now.
Yeah, so you
Yeah.
haven't only
Now you
helped
have that.
yourself, you've also helped the animals. They're not getting out of their
Oh,
place.
so much.
You've helped
We're
your
helping so many
families.
animals right now.
Yeah. Go read Animal Farm for all the self-help you need.
Right. So that's not like the self-help. Maybe that's like in the animal help section. It's like
Oh,
how to take
animal
care.
help.
It's like how to take care of animals. No. More like just how to like help them, like inside, like emotionally.
Right.
How to counsel them.
How to emotionally. How to be a dog shrink. That's my next book.
That's pretty good.
They
yeah.
do have those.
Now, if you're
I bet,
saying
be a dog
I bet we
shrink?
could find a book on it.
I bet we could.
no, wait, if you're saying that one could write a book that wasn't intended to be self-help but ended up being helping,
Mm-hmm.
has someone ever written a self-help book that ended up not helping? And so they go to the bookstore and they're like, "Why is this just over here in the nonfiction?" And then it's like, "Well, because we didn't know where else to put it. Like, it's self-help." And they're like, "No, it ain't. Sorry to tell you, buddy."
I'm sure there are many of those.
Yeah. I will say this too, that this conversation led me to one of the great moments of my life, and that is whenever I Bing searched self-help book for dogs. Because there are self-help books for dogs.
That was the first thought, is there's so many results for that search.
Yeah.
37 million.
Ah, yes.
Oh my gosh. I think we really needed to do that. Yeah. So
Now, I have a question for you real quick, Tone, then. How are these books intended to be used? Can you tell that from a quick look over?
Yeah, I'm looking at on Bing.com, and I'm looking at the fact that these are set up for the dog to read, and that's why they're
I was
self-help.
afraid. That's what I was afraid.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to read it. You set it in front of your dog, and they'll read it. And what the first one that I saw is called "Dog Help Us." Dog Help Us. The second one,
I have no
might
idea
be
if that's
better.
real or if it's just your brilliant, quick mind came up with that. Either way, I'm so happy.
Well, the second one is better. It's called Essential Oils for Dogs. Okay, so
oh my gosh.
I think that I know exactly what my
So
rating
it's
is
really
now.
it's really a self-help book for the human to help their dogs, right? So that's exactly what we were talking about.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dog help
That's
books.
awesome.
Now, Dog Help Us is actually the one that the dogs read.
Dogs
The essential oils, you have to read it.
So I kind of have a lot of memories of Mom having self-help books laying around the house. Do you guys remember that?
Yeah.
Like, I guess that's when I first started reading them. So I can't remember what any of them were, though.
You remember even like a topic that one of them was about?
Oh, I can't remember a single thing. Well, just general be happier, kind of, pull yourself up, dumbass, stop being so bad at life kind of thing. I think that's a general. I think that's I think that's number 798 in the Dewey Decimal System.
Oh yeah.
That topic, yeah. That subject. Stop being so bad at life. So I would like to suggest that we rate the topic of self-help books by, on a scale of 1 to 10, how many habits of highly successful people you would give the topic of self-help books.
Oh, okay.
So we're all going to use this rating system. So, okay. Tony, how many habits of highly successful people do you rate self-help books?
Well, I rate it 124, of course. But I also wanted to say that I kind of wanted to rate it the Secret to Highly Successful Dogs, because I'm looking at that. Okay. And right. I think I want to rate it that. Okay. 124 copies of the book How to Be a Highly Successful Dog, or whatever.
Habits of Highly Successful Dogs.
Yes.
Wopsle, what do you rate self-help books?
And it's a scale of 1 to 10 of how many habits of highly successful people.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna go with one habit, and it's reading all these books. One habit.
One habit. 1 out of 1. I love it.
Okay. So I am going to rate self-help books 7 out of 7 habits of highly effective people. What? 7. 7 is my rating of that book that I have to read. I have to read it every time I say it. It's all. Right, I wrote it down because I couldn't remember how to say it, and then I decided to rate with it.
It's a tough one.
It's really a bad title. It's a bad title for a book, because everyone who's ever read that book goes, "Oh, the highly successful,
the highly habits, the
highly habits
people book."
Oh, we're back to the leprechauns, the highly habits book.
Oh, the highly habits.
Well, I was hoping that changing up the rating system would make it a little bit shorter. Like we could just bang the ratings out and then move on. And that did not work.
I didn't help you with that.
We are not the ones to help you with that, She. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, you know what? We are rolling. We are rolling forward like a very slow moving truck. A truck that's you're not touching the gas pedal, but it is in drive, so it's just easing forward. That's who we are right now. But before we do anything else, the most important thing is we gotta get paid that paper.
Make money.
So let's go on to the 5-star review.
Let's go.
5 stars.
Let's go.
5-star review.
Yeah.
You're so damn fed up that you gotta complain. Write a letter. You'll feel better. Reviews.
Okay, this week for our 5-star review, very important thing, because they are, of course, the people who give us the money that allows us to make this show. This week, our 5-star review is to the band Blind Melon and their song No Rain. Blind Melon No Rain is sponsoring us this week.
Wow.
So
that's kind of a biggie.
yeah, it's pretty yeah, oh, well, it would be a lot bigger if they weren't considered a one-hit wonder.
Yeah, but it was a really big hit.
was a big one.
It was a big hit. Yeah.
What was it called again?
No Rain.
Okay.
Yeah. Not to be confused with November Rain.
Oh.
You see, they both have no rain in them.
Yeah.
Don't get it twisted.
Also or to be confused with Much Rain from that other band.
What was the name of that band, Wopsle?
It was Foot Soldiers.
Foot Soldiers. Okay,
Yeah,
I thought it was the rain. I thought it was the Precipitation Brothers.
Precipitation Brothers. I actually was going to say the Seeing Orange, but that isn't funny either. So we came up with 3 names that aren't funny.
Yes,
We did it.
all right, that's our 5-star review
Which
this
is
week.
exactly what Blind Melon No Rain asked us to do. Can you
That's
come
right.
up with 3 unfunny alternative band names? And we said challenge accepted.
It was a weird request. As soon as they put it out there, we were like, really? Okay.
You called the right place.
So thanks, Blind Melon No Rain.
Thanks,
for
Blind
sponsoring
Melon. No rain.
Moving on, did you kind when you're left with a stain? You're so damn fed up that you gotta complain. Write a letter, you'll feel better. Reviews.
All right, thanks to our 5-star review, Blind Melon No Rain, for giving us all the money that you made. We also want to, or for our last review this week, it's something that is very specific, we're drilling down, is what we like to call it. Beds. What do you think, Wopsle, what do you think about beds?
Beds are a magical portal. It's where you go to sleep. It's where you wake up. It's where you want to stay. It's where you want to live. It's where you be sick. It's where you bounce when you're not supposed to. Bed
Right.
is a magical portal that is too good for this earth. We don't deserve beds.
So true. Shishi, what do
Wow.
you think about beds?
I can't follow that. I love my bed, but I don't like it that much. I mostly lay awake and worry in it, so I don't know
Oh no.
what Wopsle's doing in his bed. That's basically what I'm doing in mine. So, and I also probably don't stay in it as long as you do because I have to get up, like 4 or 5 times a night and pee. So there's that. I'm laying awake or I'm not in bed.
That does sound less good. So, Tone, what do you think?
Right. I would be getting out of the bed much more quickly than I currently do. If I had Sherry's issues.
Yeah. And then you throw the cat in there too, and that just messes it all up.
Oh, the cat.
The cat. Yes.
Well, and I, of course, now live with 2 dogs and 2 cats. And one of the cats, his name is Mister. And he has this crazy need to drink water out of the cup that is filling up the water bowl. He cannot get enough. And what he'll do is whenever, like, if I start doing the dishes, he'll start just crying, just meowing like the most pitiful creature ever if you don't give him some water out of the cup into the bowl.
I must say.
Sometimes you have to pour it on his head. I wanted to get that in there, She.
Well, I was just going to interject that the name Mister is the cutest cat name I've ever heard.
Well, you know what's cool is that the other cat is named Suge Avery. So those are 2 characters from the movie The Color Purple.
Oh.
That's
Yep.
where they got their names.
Anyway, does he get in your bed?
Not yet, but it's going to happen for sure. He's currently a little too occupied with getting on my end table that sits is right beside me where I always sit on the couch, and stretching out to where he pushes everything that's on the table, pushes it off, and then finally lays there just with this, attitude of, oh yeah, I'm the boss. I pushed everything on the table onto the floor. Now I will sleep.
This is my bed.
That's our topic, right?
I haven't listened to this podcast enough, apparently. Because I'm sitting here thinking, how is this cat going to relay back to the bed? And of course, it's not going to. It's not.
And Sherry even tried.
I tried.
Sherry even tried
Twice.
to get it back.
Yeah.
Twice.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I think we needed that story in our life. So,
Yes.
But beds are everything. Wopsle somehow summed it up in everything that he said. They're kind of our hub, right? They're kind of our like safe space.
And there's this kind of the idea of like a siren song, like something that beckons to you or calls to you. And the bed does that when it's bedtime. But what's interesting is I often have a meeting at 8 a.m. that I have to be at this place. It's about 4 miles away. And if it were to 8 p.m., there is never a time that I would say, I can probably wait till 7:59 to start getting ready to leave to get to that.
Right.
But if it's a.m. and my alarm goes off at 7:30, I'm like, I got snoozed at least a couple or 3 times before I got to get out of bed and go to this thing. It's just whispering in my ear. You can be late because this bed is so comfy. It's kind of chilly outside of these covers. Just stay a little longer.
See, and in that sense, the bed is kind of the bad guy because
Yeah.
the bed is the devil on your shoulder, right?
Yeah,
And
uh-huh.
oh my goodness, is there ever a moment where you have the angel and the devil on your shoulders more so than whenever you're trying to wake up in the morning?
So Tony, you agree with Wopsle on this? I
Oh yeah,
am out of that bed. I'm out of the bed. I get up. I don't pee my feet because I go straight to the bathroom. But I am up out of that. Whenever the alarm goes off, I am out of bed. I guess because I was already awake all night, so I might as well, right?
Might as well get up and worry.
Right, I can worry just as well standing up as I can lying down. So
I might be even better at it.
yeah,
No,
I never hit snooze. Never do.
Oh man.
Now, did you ever in your life, were you a snoozer or you've just always been this way?
Okay, so when I was in college and I was staying up real late, I would kind of sleep in, the next day, but I was always up for work. I mean, I'm too nervous. I can't be late and I have to make sure I have plenty of time to do my routine. And so I'm just gonna go ahead and get up as early as that takes. It's gonna suck and I'm gonna cuss about it. But I'd rather do that than suck and cuss about, being late or no makeup on or my hair not done. I don't know.
Wopsle doesn't even put his makeup on for that 8 a.m. meeting. So.
Yeah.
No.
You're slacking, Wops.
Well, here's the deal. That meeting is usually so I may have misrepresented that meeting. It's at Brahms with high school boys. So I just roll out of bed and barely get there, and I'm still the best dressed one.
Yeah.
Like I look the best
Right.
out of the crew.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's rate this puppy. Wopsle, what do you rate this topic? The topic of beds.
Oh man, what can I rate them that hasn't already been said? I mean,
I know.
they're beautiful. I love it. Mine's like low key memory foam, but not the most. So it's like the perfect amount.
Ooh.
I'm gonna rate beds 3 hours of snooze. I have done the snooze button 10 minutes at a time for 3 hours before. It's glorious.
3, is there 3 out of? Is there an out of scale? 3 out of anything?
3
Or
out
just
of
3?
24 hours
Okay.
of snoozes.
All right. Shishi, what do you rate beds?
I rate beds 3 out of 24 hours of sleep total.
No wonder you're cussing.
Yep.
Oh man.
And I, of course, am going to rate beds, underwear crawling. No, that's not
Wait a
right.
minute.
Chili cheese. No, wait, not chili cheese. I'm going to rate beds 11 hours out of 24 that my friend Jake snoozed one day. And it was great because I was hanging around the house and he snoozed for 11 hours straight every like 10 minutes.
He hit the snooze
11
button.
hours for 11 hours. Yeah.
Oh,
That's
MG.
incredible.
is
11 hours 24.
That's got to be a record.
Yes.
I think it is. Yeah, I called the Guinness Book people,
Yeah.
but they never did get back with me.
They're like, you can't film it because you don't have a camera on your phone yet, so you can't film it.
That's right.
That's exactly how they said it.
Yep. In the future, you will have a camera on your phone,
Uh-huh.
but for now, you have a flip phone. All right. Well, I guess that's going to do it for us this week, guys.
Yeah. Hey, thanks again to Cousin Eric for sending in such great reviews. Someone let Eric know we are out of his topics, so we would love a few more
Yes,
of those
please.
gems.
Yes.
Or from any of the rest of you. Again, we would love hit us on social media or send them to reviews@kick.cool.
And we also want to thank the band Bugs for letting us use the song Reviews from their 2017 album Self Help.
What?
Whoa. And so go
together.
Synergy.
So go like the Facebook page and shoot a pop bottle rocket in the sky in memory of them. They're still around.
They're still alive. Don't worry.
Yeah.
And I would like to invite everyone to come over to social media. We are at Kick the Cool on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And if you wouldn't mind, just share one of our posts. Share it with a friend.
Yeah.
Nudge a friend and say, listen to this podcast, be a better human and do that for me. That's what you should tell your friend.
Yeah. And we also, you could send them a snippet. We like to post snippets on our social media. So share a snippet of ours. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for us. Until next week, I'm Tone.
I'm Wop.
I'm She.
Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.
Moving on, but you can't when you're left with the same. You're so damn fed up that you've gotta complain. Write a letter, you'll feel better.
That's sarcastic Dracula.
Sarcastic Dracula.